Hello everyone, my name is Agilandeshwari Pillai, daughter of Ramesh, and matrix number 4222012 and 571. Today I will like to share a documentary created by me and my friends. The topic is Use and Standards of Exposure Chemicals Hazardous to Health Regulations 2000, Incident at the Rubber Glove Manufacturing Factory in Sungai Petani. So my part is 6 sections or clauses which are important from the topic. 5.1 An employee shall identify and record in a register all chemical hazards to health use in place of work. The article chemical spill leaves on factory worker passed out. 16 others affected emphasizes the importance of maintaining a register of hazardous chemicals in the workplace as required by the Register of Chemical Hazardous Health. This record will provide visual information in the event of a chemical spill, such as specifics on the chemical involved, quantities used, safety data sets, and supplier details. The chemical spill scenario outlined in the paper is particularly relevant to Regulation 5 on the Register of Chemicals Harmful to Health because it gives employers the knowledge and resources they need to respond appropriately, evaluate exposure, and offer workers with chemical safety training. The second regulation is Regulation 6 Ceiling Limits. An employer shall ensure that the ensure of any person to any chemicals hazardous to health listed in Schedule I at no time exceeds the ceiling limits specified for that chemicals in that schedule. The article chemical spill leaves on factory worker passed out, 16 others affected, highlights the significance of Regulation 6 ceiling limits is providing safety guidelines for worker exposure to hazardous chemicals. Regulation 6 on the ceiling limit sets a precise, legally binding ceiling for the safe chemical exposure. It is extremely important to the scenario of chemical leak. Employers are empowered by these regulations to identify when a situation has turned dangerously hazardous and to take the appropriate actions to safeguard to health and safety for their employees. The third regulation is Regulations 7.8 Hours Time Weighted Average. 7.1 An employer shall ensure that the exposure of any person to any chemical hazardous to health listed in Schedule I in any 8-hour shift of a work week does not exceed the 8-hour time weighted average airborne concentration specified for that chemical in that schedule. By tracking worker exposure against the 8-hour TWA, so employee can identify areas where additional control measures are needed to prevent long-term health risks. Compliance with the requirement demonstrates an employer commitment to safeguarding to health and safety of its employees and helps in early detection of potential health problems resulting from chemical exposure. Thank you.
Hi, my name is Turesha. My matric number 4222006641. Let's read for Regulation 14 Action to Control Expo, where an assessment report indicates that action is required to eliminate or reduce the actual or potential expo of the employer. Regulation 14 is crucial for controlling workers exposed to hazardous chemical because of require employer to implement engineering control, work practice control, and provide personal protection equipment. After that, Regulation 22 Information, Introduction and Training. First, Clause 22 Clause 1. An employer who undertakes work which may expose or is like to expose its employees to chemical hazard to health shall provide the employer which information, introduction and training as may be necessary to enable them to know Regulation 22 of the USEC Regulation 2000 focuses on providing employers with the necessary information, introduction, and training to handle hazardous chemical safety. Regulation 22 helps lower the risk of accident and ensure that staff members are equipped to handle emergencies, thus maintaining workplace safety and health, especially when dealing with dangerous suspects. Lastly, let's see the last regulation of Article 26, Monitoring of Expo at Place of Work. The employer should ensure that all control measures implemented under sub-regulations Clause 1 reduce the expo level of chemical to employees hazardous to health to the lowest practicable level, or for those chemicals to which have been assigned with possible expo limit to below the limit. First Clause 1, where an assessment the risk to health indicates that monitoring of expo is required or it is risky, or ensuring the maintenance or adequate control of the expo of employees to chemical hazardous to health. Thank you.
Assalamualaikum and hello everyone. My name is Erika binti Habibi. Today I will be presenting on a recent chemical spill incident at a rubber glove factory in Sungai Petani and discussing its relevance to the use and standard of exposure chemical hazardous to health regulation. On 28 June 2024, New Straits Times report a chemical spill occurred at a rubber glove factory in Bakar Arang, Sungai Petani. The spill involved sodium hypochlorite, leading to 17 workers being affected. One worker fainted, while 16 others experienced eye irritation. The Kedah Fire and Rescue Department was alert at 3:04 p.m. and deployed a team to manage the situation. The operation was controlled by 4 p.m. and concluded at 5:48 p.m. The victim who fainted and 6 others were taken to Sultan Abdul Halim Hospital, while 3 with less severe symptoms were sent to nearby clinic. 7 more victims were later sent to the hospital for follow-up checkup. This directly connects to the significance of the use of standard and of exposure chemical hazardous to health regulation, which aim to prevent such accident. Hence, the first one is chemical spill and exposure. The incident featured the spill of sodium hypochlorite, a chemical that is known to be dangerous to human health if not handled correctly. Next, compliance with safety standard. The incident raised questions and illustrates the need for regular inspection and stringent enforcement of standard regulatory bodies. Last one, health impact on workers. The workers' adverse health effect underline the importance of strict safety rules and preventive measures in workplace that handle hazardous substance. Thank you. I will pass it to the next presenter.
My name is Maivali Krishnamurthy. I would like to present about 2 types of preparation the management may implement to prevent incident from repeating in future. First one, carry out regular risk assessment. Identify hazard to health and potential causes of injury by carry out a risk assessment on your entire workplace. Create specific safety procedure to manage reach risk identity in the assessment. Second one, provide safety and wellness training regularly. Let the staff know from the start that health and safety is business priority and what manager expect from them when it comes to behavior in the workplace. trainer new employees on all relevant health and safety instruction that may apply to their role. Lastly, workplace clean and walkway clear. Such an unclean work area is on that is full of hazards. Staff headed to best practice, including those as simple as running computer cables and power cords properly so they did not create a tripping hazard. Thank you.
Hello everyone, salam sejahtera. My name is Priya Lishmi, daughter of Fatu Malay. My metric number is 4222010761. Okay, my topic is how the management should assess the risk about the incident. Okay, first one is immediate response and contaminant. Okay, so they can immediately activate the emergency response plan and also evacuate affected areas, provide medical assistance to the injured. Second one is identify hazards. Okay. We need to identify the specific chemicals involved in the spill. So this can determine how workers were exposed, for example, in inhalation, skin contact. Okay, so the third one is assess the risk. Okay. Assess the seriousness of the risk connected to the substance that was spilled. Okay. Determine how many employees were exposed and how long they were exposed for. Okay. The fourth one is interaction and reporting. Okay, the management should write a report of results, risk assessment, and distribute it to all stakeholders, including employee, safety committees, and also senior management. Okay, next part is what are the methods were used in the incidents. Okay, these are the 4 control methods. Okay, first one is engineer controls. Engineer controls include improved contaminants, ventilation, and also automation. Okay, improve contaminate, which can related to upgrade spill contaminate system to prevent the spread of hazardous chemicals. The second one is ventilation, enhance local exhaust ventilation and general ventilation systems to reduce airborne chemical concentration. The third one is automation. Okay, automation is implement automated system for handling and dispensing hazardous chemical to minimize human error. Okay, the second control is chemical symbol. Okay, the chemical symbol also including training, standard operating procedure, which is SOPs, and also the emergency response plan. So for develop and enforce SOPs for handling, storing, and disposing of hazardous chemical. Okay, the next one is the third control method, which is personal protective equipment, PPE. Ensure that workers have access to appropriate PPE such as gloves, goggles, respirators, and also chemical resistant clothing. Okay, the fourth one is health monitoring, and also we can say medical surveillance. So this is can implement a health and monitoring program to regularly assess the health of worker exposed to hazardous chemicals, then provide a medical surveillance and proper treatment for affected workers. Thank you.